my fellow Americans. Tonight, I want to speak with you about our nation's unprecedented response to the coronavirus outbreak that started in China and is now spreading throughout the world. Today, the World Health Organization officially announced that this is a global pandemic.
There are really two dynamic forces that are opposing each other here.
Italy crossed a grim milestone this week, surpassing China as the global epicenter of the pandemic.
Patients on life support in an Italian hospital. So too is the country's medical system.
Dr. Anthony Fauci is discussing efforts to develop a universal COVID vaccine that can cover, well, any and all variants.
Prosecutors say Officer Derek Chauvin had his knee on George Floyd's neck for 8 minutes and 46 seconds, including 2 minutes and 53 seconds after Floyd had become unresponsive.
It is said that in the end of days, evil will be called good, and good will be called evil. And though things in the world were not like they used to be, still, I could have never imagined that I would witness with my own eyes such pandemonium break loose. It seemed as if a plague was going to be unleashed to the world. And what it ushered in was an air of evil unlike anything we have ever known before. I myself felt as if my body was becoming weak. I found myself increasingly fatigued and at times gasping for air. I had wondered if I myself had contracted the virus. Then the day came in which I was struck with the worst headache of my life and knew it was time to see someone about it. But could you imagine the look on the staff of the emergency room when you come in and say such a thing during a pandemic? Perhaps it had been all the excitement that had been going on. After all, uncovering the truth about my family was a lot to take in, both physically and emotionally. And as our nation's leaders told us that it would take 2 weeks to stop the spread, the truth is, it would continue to affect us, and it would change things not only in America, but around the world. 1 year into the pandemic, and it seemed that the greatest pandemonium was about to break out as the death of George Floyd was about to ignite a firestorm that had the potential to burn the nation, history, and my grandfather's legacy along with it. Before I knew it, my grandfather had been reduced to a murderous, genocidal, colonizing maniac. Now I must admit, this is not the first time that such slanderous accusations have been brought up about him. And the truth is that since his arrival at the Spanish court, there's been no shortages of people who have come forward to slander or maneuver against him in the hopes of taking possession of the New World, a land in which my grandfather, alongside others, had hoped would be a safe haven for Jews fleeing Spain and Portugal. But how could this level of hatred and deceitful rhetoric have happened? Suddenly, there splashed on the TV were people openly denouncing the man who was responsible for saving so many and who he himself was killed because of it. Now he, along with all the founding fathers of America, was about to find themselves on the chopping block, and before my eyes, I was about to witness what I had heard of so many times before, the rewriting of history. To get the latest episodes of The Remnant, click subscribe to be notified of upcoming episodes.